Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to Playing Games. Today we're going to unbox some playing cards. This video is a continuing look at the Italian regional card decks. Over the course of 16 short videos, I will be opening all of the Italian regional packs, and we'll go over what makes these unique masterpieces tick. Let's go. Today we're going to unbox the Toscane or Fiorentine deck. This one's not so hard to find. It's the Toscane deck. These might be the biggest or widest of the Italian cards. Here's like a Neapolitan one. They're super small. So you can see this is bigger. Let's take a look. I'm curious about these. They're French suited. That's not my favorite type of Italian cards. That means they're the hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades rather than the Italian or Spanish suits. All right, here they are. I can tell from the pip cards they are very similar to the other French suited Italian decks. The only exception being the Milanese one where you are actually seeing the numbers. But here is another difference. Unlike the other French Italian decks, the court cards are not mirrored, meaning you see them full body. And this is a good thing because they're really interesting characters. Next set of court cards, we have this guy with a giant book that says Modiano Trieste. Trieste is where the Modiano cards are made. I wonder if that book said something more interesting when these were first made. Diamonds have a unique look too. Then we have this knave here with very tight pants, this red-headed lady here, and super old king who is reading a scroll. It also is branded with Modiano Trieste. Okay, we get it. Here are the spades, nothing unusual here, just very big and bold and easy to read. We have this guy with the Treviso flag, very purple regal dress on this queen, and the king has a big furry outfit here. And then you can see these cards say Briscola and Scopa. That means that these were intended to be used for Italian card games, even though they're French suited. The French suit means also that the court cards are not Jack, then horse, then king. They're the Jack, Queen, King. So it's interesting that they went sort of Italian with the full-size court cards, but they're sticking with the French order and suits. This deck comes from Tuscany's very own Florence, or more correctly, Firenze. I believe it's the youngest of the French-suited Italian decks, and it was created in the early to last century, even though it looks old in the court cards. It has 40 cards, so it's intended to be used for Italian card games like Scopa and Briscola. Like I mentioned, the cards are bigger than most other Italian cards. Let's see. We have a width of 67 millimeters. The length of it is 101 millimeters. So this is probably one of the biggest decks in the Italian pantheon. That's fun because the cards have a real feel to them. You can really, slam them down. Firenze was the epicenter of the original Renaissance, and they do honor that by putting the court cards in the dress of that age. Tuscany is truly a magical region. I've been to many of the towns and cities around there, and I fell in love for the first time when I was in Firenze. I was 11 and I ate my first bowl of spaghetti bolognese. The pasta was fresh with a touch of salt, perfectly al dente, and the sauce was perfectly portioned. It was balanced. The meat, the sauce, the flavors, flawless. As soon as I was finished, I ordered a second portion, and I've had many bologneses since, but you really never forget your first. This deck is somewhat hard to find outside of Tuscany and not used as frequently as the Spanish-suited Neapolitan or Sicilian or Piacentine decks. The Tuscans using the French suits, well, I think that was a mistake to go with the French suits rather than the Spanish-suited Soli, Coppe, Bastone, and Spade suits. I think if they had used those more decorative suits, they would have captured the Italians' hearts and minds. They do include the rules to Briscola and Scopa with the deck, so it's puzzling why they didn't lean into the Italian suits, especially since this was a newer deck. It's still a great deck, but it feels half French, half Spanish, and not fully Italian. But if this is your favorite deck, I fully support that choice. Information is scant when it comes to regional Italian decks, so if you're from Firenze, Siena, or the wider Tuscan region, or you know a lot about this deck, or why they went with the French suits, please share what you know in the comments, and I'll do my best to keep that knowledge alive. This is just one of Italy's many regional decks, and you can see all the others right here on Playing Games. Please comment, like, and subscribe to help this channel grow. Also, help support the hard work that goes into these videos by digitally donating. You are great. See you next time on Playing Games.